sideline, head coach Brian Schottenheimer. His guys, they should come in rested and ready off that midseason bye. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And not much happening on the return as they get this to about the 23. So here are the Commanders making their way out. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
You look at this Cowboy defense, and they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
They'll get this complete to center, the tight end. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Daniel's going to throw for it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
Washington, first down.
Hey, check that. Street.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
A carry here for Trevor Etienne. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play and move on.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Play action, now it's Daniels. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
Slings this deep from McLaurin. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So on 4th down, Washington going to call on Tress Way to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And you got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh.
And always shot to tackle. Now he's got some space. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. To throw is Prescott. A throw left sideline falls incomplete. You talk about this Washington defense. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
The numbers are definitely not in their favor, but every time I click on the film and watch them, I see stretches where they play against the run really well. Their biggest problem, when they give up those explosive runs, those 30, 40, 50-yard runs, that'll really mess up your averages.
So now we're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And the Cowboys are going to jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the opening drive stalls out, but the field goal does get them the first points of the night.
And 3 points, not to be underestimated. How about this, right? You're on the roof, you're under the lights, national television audience. This is not a dress rehearsal, partner. This is for real, and a pretty nice opening statement.
Now Daniel's going to give it up on the touch pass. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Check, man. Check.
Off the play fake. Daniels. He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. They'll run. This is Jaden Blue. And he'll get what he can up the middle. 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Drops it to Blue. Complete. He is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Throwing. Prescott. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. The deuce is wild here. 2nd down and 2 with just about 2 minutes on the clock. Blue is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the Commanders' 4-yard line.
Prescott. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. George Pickens, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Cowboys are able to extend their lead. Aubrey good with a PAT. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. So the penalty there for a block in the back.
And that's one where you normally see a blocker put his hands up right away to say, no, I didn't do it. But this time, yes, you did.
Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Marquise Bell.
For a team who came in there on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps getting the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
On 1st down, it's Blue. Shifts by him. And the Cowboys are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as good running gets him down to about the 4-yard line.
And the Cowboys, 1st down.
Prescott now. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for 2nd down. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they come up now, 2nd and goal. Escapes the defender, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott, a 12-yard touchdown run. And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. The extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that makes our score 17-0. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Commanders' offense and Terry McLaurin headed back onto the field. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Washington, first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
ETN up the middle. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
That's another Washington Commanders first down. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
And they'll go again with ETN. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
Daniels looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's another Washington first down. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
And they'll run with ETN. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Trevor Etienne, his first touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are able to cut into that deficit. Moody good with the extra point. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they sit now at 500 on the year. And, Charles, this was a team that really looked lost in that first month or so of the season. But they have had the hot hand lately, winning 3 straight.
I would agree. It's almost hard to believe that this is the same team because we followed them pretty closely throughout this season. And early on, I know I thought this is going to be a really tough year for this crew. So plenty of credit to them for turning the ship around. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Prescott. But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. And now it brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Taking it about the 36.
Holding. Receiving team.
So holding there on the return, and that'll back him up to start the next drive.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call right there, partner. I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression, jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12. at the 22-yard line.
19 Lions, 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
To the air goes Daniels. There's a short one pulled in by Simmons. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
Brings up second and
Here's Daniels. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Throwing now is Daniels. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
It's now second and 10.
To throw is Daniels. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 25-yard line. A big play that time on the catch and run. And it'll give them a fresh set of downs. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Commanders have cut it back within a score. Moody good with the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14.
17. Commanders 14. Jim Moody to kick off.
So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away. Good-looking return set up here. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. He'll swing this out to Blue. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
Well, they've already allowed 3 sacks in this first half. Now a holding penalty.
So I think drastic measures had to be taken, right? The regular way was not working. He was getting hit almost every snap, it felt like. They had to try to keep him upright.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Here's Prescott. The short one there taken in by Ferguson. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
A 5-yard gain.
Now Prescott.
First down.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Gets it underneath to Blue. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1.
At the 35-yard line.
Now Prescott. That'll be complete to Blue. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now it's 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll throw again. Prescott trying to set up a screen for Blue. And a big hit there. That was a man coming with bad intentions. And it's going to bring up fourth down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now a 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They go again with Brown. And a run slow materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 8.
On the sneak, it's Prescott. Trying to barrel up in there, but I don't think he got it. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. As he's on the punt for the first time tonight. Yeah, he was looking for the check out bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. First possession of the second half now for Washington. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Brings up 2nd.
Now Daniels.
And
his throw is going to be incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. And he comes back with one complete. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. Daniels going to throw for it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
the Washington first down.
They'll look to throw again. Now Daniels going to keep it. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
There's a short one pulled in by Simmons. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that could be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen.
They find some open field here. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took it.
That is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown.
Touchdown, Dallas.
Dak Prescott scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah,
and for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Well, I guess we're at the point of the game where they do need to open up the playbook a little bit, start to take some chances down the field, but that one did not go as planned.
Yeah, these guys need something good to go their way, and they took an opportunity to take that shot there. But obviously that's not going to help. A tough play for them as they're trying to make their way back.
13 yards on the play. And the Cowboys first down.
First down, and they go right back to blue. Dances by him. And showcasing those strong legs on that run. Getting through 1 tackle. Now she winds up getting 8 there.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
To throw is Prescott. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
That's good for a Cowboys first down.
They go with blue between the tackles. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. J.D.